guys, so we'll be discussing about how to animate a spine of a horse. So before I go into technical stuff, I would like to get into some theory and let's compare some and other animals with a horse run cycle. So let's see some videos. So you can see the flexible spine, this shape, it's making good shape. Then it's opposite curve, so C shape and almost opposite C shape. So you can see how flexible this is, and if you see this, you can see it's not that flexible or not at all flexible actually. Spine of a horse. It's like a huge box actually, and let's discuss why it is like that, anatomy wise. I was looking through some anatomy of horse and a cheetah. Like we saw the video of horse and cheetah, so you can see here like the rib cage is this big, and the gap between the hip bone and the rib cage it's this much only. But if you see a cheetah, anatomy of a cheetah, I just googled it, so you can see here there is so much gap between the rib cage and the hip bone, and also I think the number of vertebrae are also more, and even the spacing, gap between the separate bones are more in this. And if you see the horse, I think this is less, and even the gap is less. So hence, it's very stiff. As you can see, like this is a great reference to see. You can see like the rib cage is till here only, like till here, and there is so less gap. So there is no space for the other bones like the middle vertebrae, here. So that's why it's so stiff. It actually moves like a box. If you see your spine, it moves as a box. Like if I just draw and show you, so it's kind of like a box, and it's like how a box cube rotates. If this goes down, this goes up. See, the chest rotates down, the hip goes up. The hip goes down, the chest goes up. So it's kind of like a huge box or a cube. But of course there is some flexibility a little bit. But we have to achieve that first, like the stiffness first in a case of a horse. Because so let's discuss technically how we can do it. So I had animated a horse here. It's like a big run cycle. You must have seen my run cycle earlier. So actually, like this has to be done in the blocking. So what I do is, so when you start a shot, simply like what we need is we need to animate mostly the COG, the main controller, and the thing is like this should be in between. So what we need is like, if this is a big box, so we need a pivot here. So first thing first, what I will do, like it has to be done when before you start your blocking of the horse run cycle. First you have to change the pivot here. So see, you can do this like this, but I won't recommend this. What I would recommend is like creating a locator and having the locator control the COG, like opposite parenting. Actually now I have the animation, everything going on, but if I go back like here, so in the T pose only, what I will do is like if you have not done any blocking or anything, so that time you can do it. Just have to take this and constrain this. Okay, so the animation is deleted. So what I would do, like I know some points like this can be like here. You can do this as well a little bit. Like just block it out. That's what I'm saying. You can just block it out a bit. So why we are doing is like we get this like this going down and this going up, so we get that cube feeling, that stiff feeling. So later what you can do is like separate this two. So what we can do is like you can bake it out. This one you can bake the COG because this is controlling the COG. So if you just bake it, so you have this. Now you can do something individual. Work on the weight and something like keep it like this if you want. You can work on the weight and everything for this. So you can start to work on the weight of individual. So that's how I wanted to show you, because in other cases what we do is like in a cat family or dog family, we animate this and this separately from the start. But if you do it for the horse, what happens is we don't get the stiffness we need. So that's why I recommend to you to animate it like from the COG first, with having the pivot here, and then going to the then separately animating the hips and chest. So that's my tip for how to animate a spine of a horse. Hope you enjoyed it.